Moose Jaw Warrior head coach Scott King. King has been with Moose Jaw since the 2015-2016 season, moving from skills coach to assistant and then, of course, associate coach and now head coach. So congratulations on the very well-deserved promotion in the off-season, Coach.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that a lot. It's, I've been here for pretty much a decade and saw a lot of highs, saw a lot of lows. Won a championship in 24. Obviously, that was amazing. And, it's a great place to coach, great community. So we love living in Moose Jaw.
You mentioned that you've spent a decent amount of time with this organization. So how much do you think that's going to benefit you in terms of your familiarity when you're heading into this new role in the next campaign?
Yeah, like you said, to have the knowledge of, the different kids and the different personalities on the team, that's going to help a lot. There's only a handful of kids that I really don't know. I've talked to all of them, obviously, throughout the course of getting this job. But knowing kids' strengths, weaknesses, where kids fit in, where they can play in the lineup, are they power play players, more suited to penalty kill? What works with different guys? We had lots of different combinations last year. So it's going to be good to have that familiarity with them and be able to put them in spots where they can be successful.
Now, you worked alongside Mark O'Leary for quite some time now that he's off to take that assistant coach position with the Abbotsford Canucks in the AHL. What did you learn from him? What was that relationship like? And what are you maybe going to take from, his coaching style into your new role?
Yeah, he was great. Mark is ultra prepared, organized. He communicates well. He does everything with the utmost professionalism. So what I learned from him was each day you got to be super organized in how you approach the day, crossing things off the list, making sure that you communicate with the players, and that's a big thing. Obviously, they want to know where they stand daily. So having those conversations throughout the day, whether it's small, whether it's long. Those are really important things. And just the work ethic that it entails to do this job. Mark worked really hard. He was a guy that took a lot of pride in leading this organization, and I learned a ton from him, and I'll take a lot of things that he did, and obviously you still put your little tweak on different things, and you change things that you kind of thought once you got the job you'd do, but how the structure and what it means to be a Moose Jaw Warrior, I learned a lot from Mark, and I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to work with him.
Familiarity is a word that's come up here a couple of times in this conversation. And because you've been involved with a lot of these players for so long, is there a danger of knowing them too well? Or is that familiarity actually a bit of a benefit when you need to, have those difficult conversations as they arise?
Yeah, I think that part is important. Like it's nice to know kids and to know their personalities and how hard you can lean on them. And I learned that part of your job as an assistant coach is to get to know the kids, get them to feel comfortable where they can pop their head in the door and want to have a talk with you, whether it's about hockey or not. So obviously your role changes a bit once you become the head coach, getting super close with players and, you're not getting, there's going to be times where you're going to have to lean on them. And so that's just part of the deal. I think I'm ready to do that. I think I've built enough equity in the relationships with the kids where they'll understand that when I have to get hard on them, that it's for their benefit. It's to make us better as a team and make them better as a player. So I think knowing them and having that familiarity is going to be really important. And it does change the relationship a little bit, but it doesn't have to change entirely.
Moose Jaw Warrior head coach Scott King is with us here on the Sports Cage. Now, I understand it's still golf season here, Scott, but you're spending the entire off season on the ice here. So when you get these players back into Temple Garden Center in Moose Jaw, what is one of the biggest things you want to establish with the team right away in training camp?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, the last 2 years we missed the playoffs, and that's not good enough for where we want to be. So letting them know that, 24 was a long time ago, and that since then, we haven't been a playoff team. So we need to hit the ground running. We need to just not dip our toe into the training camp and see, well, I'm a guy, I've been around 3 or 4 years, and I can just kind of get by, and, I can see how good I look and kind of be cool. No, it's about you get in here, you get better with each rep you do, you get better with each day that goes by. And for the young guys, it's an opportunity to push the older guys. You don't have to come in and kind of get out of their way. Go and take their job. So my message is going to be just because you're here, it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't matter how you got here. Everybody's got opportunity in front of them, and what you do with that opportunity is up to you.
That's one heck of an approach to have heading into training camp, especially now 2 weeks out from preseason action, which is really exciting because I'm ready for hockey. I know that you probably are too. But as you look back on your time and your career, which has been so very impressive with the Moose Jaw Warriors, how would you say that your approach has evolved over that decade?
Well, I think once you get into the league, you're a little bit naive of what the job entails. And I think being an ex-player, you kind of get in and you think because you played, you know it all. And then you realize once you get into coaching that you really know nothing. It's completely different. You're managing 20 plus guys, personalities. You're managing a defenseman, positions you haven't played, and just, the challenges with being a teenager and living life. So what I learned right away is it's not an easy job. You have to be really diligent in communicating with the kids and understanding that, they're going through stuff as teenagers as well, whether it's school. So having those relationships where they feel comfortable popping their head in the door, and they're a player, but they can just be a person as well. So I'm really looking forward to getting started. Like you said, a couple weeks away. That's great. Our summer was really long here in Moose Jaw. Didn't make the playoffs, so excited to get going, get these kids in through the door here, and then get fitness testing ramped up, and then we'll hit the ground running. And we got 6 preseason games this year, which is great. Really good tool to evaluate your player, your team games. So looking forward to that, and working with the other coaches to get these kids on the right track right away here.
You look at your resume, Coach, and I mean, we all know that it's impressive. You played in the dub yourself, professionally for 18 seasons, AHL, ECHL, Germany in the DHL. So you could probably classify yourself as a player's coach, as you kind of alluded to there. But junior hockey is such a short window for these players. How do you balance developing individual players for the next level while also still trying to build that team that wants to win now?
Yeah, no, that's a challenge for sure. I think the biggest thing you can do as a coach is to understand that their individual success will ultimately lead to us being a better team. So all these kids, and we've talked about it for years, they're independent contractors. They just are. Like, everybody's worried about themselves, and I was no different when I played. You're worried about your successes, and that's how you're going to get your next contract. But letting them understand that if you buy into what we're doing, not only will you become a better player, but our team's going to have that much more success. And ultimately, when scouts look at teams, they're looking at teams that are winning teams. They're coming from winning cultures, and that's important at the next level. So trying to instill that, letting them understand that, I think that's the kind of approach you have to have.
So I know it's still very early here, but who are some of the names that we should be watching for as we head into preseason and WHL regular season for the Moose Jaw Warriors? What are some of the names that might not be expected to jump off the stat sheet right away, but that you have a lot of hope in, I guess, for lack of a better term?
Well, starting kind of, with a guy that probably be unknown to a lot of people, even Moose Jaw Warrior fans, is Carson Smith. We had him up last year a couple of times. He has an engine that just doesn't quit. He just works and works. He knows what he is. He plays to his identity. I think he's going to have a great first year in the league. A guy like Gage Nagel last year, when he got hurt, he was emerging as one of our best players, if not our best player at the forward position. So he's going to be a huge guy that we lean on as well. Landon McFadden had a great year last year. Can he take another step? That's a big thing. Like, can you take another step and lead this team into the playoffs? So that'll be the challenge for him. And on the back end, Colt Carter, tons of skill. I think he'll be an NHL draft pick. He's played for Canada at all the different tournaments. Great character kid. Leads by example, does things the right way. Cohen Williams, another guy who took a huge step last year. The start of the year to the end of the year looked like a completely different player. And we've got lots of great leaders with Brady Ness, Connor Schmidt, guys like that. So I'm really optimistic that we're going to come in, and this group's going to be hungry to kind of flip the page from a couple of years and get this organization back to where it needs to be and wants to be.
I know a lot of Moose Jaw Warrior fans I've caught up with as of late. They've been talking a lot about this first-round import draft pick in Rasmus Kamirainen. I'm really hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I probably butchered it. But tell us a little bit more about this new face to the Warriors and what he can potentially bring to the team.
Well, I think with him is, first of all, he's a solid, thick kid. Like, you look at his the way he looks like in different pictures I've seen. He just has a really solid build to him. He looks like a really strong kid. All the reports back, and we watched a lot of video on him before the draft, and we were really impressed just with his hockey smarts, the way he competes, the way he plays a 200-foot game, really responsible without the puck. And I think that, Finnish kids just naturally, that's more of a North American game over there. So they transition well into playing in North America. So I anticipate there's always going to be a learning curve as far as the imports that you get just with the language and getting to know the people in the community and your billets and all that. But I anticipate that he's going to have a huge impact for us. I just like the way he kind of goes about his business when he plays. And honestly, coming from that Finnish program, they're really well coached over there, and they're prepared to take the next jump.
Rasmus Kamarainen. There we go. We got it. Yeah. That's a name that WHL fans should certainly be keeping an eye out for. And then another player I do want to specifically ask you about, added some experience between the pipes, right? 2025 WHL champion in Jordan Switzer. So tell us how you see him fitting into this squad.
Yeah, I think he's going to be great. Obviously, he's got that winning pedigree, which is huge and important. Understands what it takes to win. Understand what it takes to play on a really good team in Medicine Hat. I think he's going to give us stability in the net. He's going to, a backbone type of thing where we know that he's going to have our back if things break down, and they will. It's junior hockey that he's capable of making those big saves to kind of sway and change games. So I anticipate that he's going to come in and be a leader. I've heard a lot of great things about him, but it just gives us a guy that we've got in the net that we can depend on, and when games are on the line, they can kind of sway it one way in your favor just by making that key save. So excited to have him. I thought it was a good move to get him. So it's going to be, he's going to be relied on. Goaltending, it's your most important position. So I hope he comes in and does what he's done over the past couple of years.
Moose Jaw Warrior head coach Scott King joining us right now. Final question. I know that you've been exceptionally busy this week, especially because you're running your kids' camps, right? How's that been going?
It's going good. It's a lot of kids. It's good. It tries your patience. You got kids asking to go to the bathroom and they need a timeout. You say, yeah, you take whatever you need. You go to the bathroom there. So it's good. It's good. Like we talked about before we got on here, it's good to give back to the community. Kids love it. Our players have been great interacting with the kids. And it's their special time, and each group gets to come and spend the day in the Warrior dressing room and kind of walk around and see what it's like in here. So just a good thing for the community to give back, and it's a great week, and I know that the kids enjoy it. It's also a good opportunity for the players. We have some new players that are working as well this year to get to know each other, get to know me. So it's been great.
Again, I'll say it. Very well-deserved promotion in the offseason. Cannot wait to see what you and the rest of the squad are able to pull off in this next campaign. Thank you so much for taking the time, Coach.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thanks very much.